We should do the plot now.
Should
right?
we?
Should, because I feel like right now we're getting into the other Spider-Man movies, which I don't.
Man, you did a great breakdown.
Oh yeah, Michael, right before this.
Yeah, right before.
Asked me to run through the movie with him, and I gave a plot summary. To be honest,
he tricked you into hosting.
Yeah.
So he could get a break.
Yeah. To be fair, I was complaining my hand was hurting from the clicking.
Nope.
It's the other can that you would need.
Too far. Yeah, you could do.
Come on, over. Yeah, there you go.
There's Michael. He's still here with us.
In our hearts.
Yeah. May he rest in peace. But you did a great breakdown, which I think was fantastic. Although you did mess up the beginning.
Did I?
You left out the opening stuff. You went.
Oh yeah, the little docu-series he was making.
Yeah, that's not the beginning.
What's the beginning?
The beginning is we open with our antagonist, and it starts on the Avengers Tower, and it's all messed up. They're
cleaning crew, and then the government comes and replaces them, and they're pissed because it's like the job of the century for them.
Yeah, because he got a contract from the city apparently, and then Tony Stark came in and was like, "Nah, I'm getting paid for this," and the government gets all the cool alien tech, and nobody else can have it. So, and he rightfully gets pissed off because he's like, "Dude, I spent money on like trucks for this. I hired people like." Yeah. And to be honest with you, I think that was really a dirtbag move of them. It was because it's like at least reimburse me. Like
that he definitely has enough money to reimburse the people.
Yeah, they should have bought him out of his contract. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Something was missing there.
Yeah, but they basically were just like, no, we're in charge now. Bye. See you later. Sorry about your life.
Rightfully angry. It makes sense. I did forget about that. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, because
it's the whole premise of why he's doing what he's doing. Exactly. So I missed that part. He's just evil for no reason.
Right. Yeah. Right. Why he turns bad, but basically that happens, and they realize that they already had a few loads of the alien tech, and one of the guys like, oh, we got to turn this into them, right? And then he was like, maybe not. And the one guy was like, I could build stuff with this. And they were like, okay, now you can. They
went so quickly into arms deal from that. I just want to point that out. Like, these people went so quick. Okay. So now I'm trying to add the montage, because the movie starts immediately from Civil War. So it has Peter right after he was asked to come with Tony Stark to come help just beat up Captain America, come to Germany.
Yeah, so he was basically vlogging his whole experience.
And so after the whole vlog of like, this is what's happening. Oh, I'm holding Captain America's shield. Isn't this cool? And like all that stuff. The movie pretty much starts right where. The movie pretty much starts right whenever Tony's dropping him off at the apartment complex. And so Tony's like reaching for the door, and then the whole Peter thinking that it's a hug thing, and that's a whole like little bit that comes back later kind of thing. And now I'm trying to, man, this job is hard, right? Because now I told the whole story back there, and now my mind's blanking. I'm blaming you. But then he goes on, Tony says, be friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, we'll give you a call. And so Peter takes that as, I'm going to call every single day and tell him a whole vlog of what I'm doing. I'm going to give a whole list of this is what I'm doing every single day to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And so they do that. Happy gets all the messages. Happy's a little annoyed.
This is where I interject.
Yes, go for it.
I really liked the realistic portrayal of like a day in the life of a superhero. Where you're mostly doing nothing, because it's not like huge aliens are attacking every day. Like, he's going around the city, sitting on the roof, just kind of, on his phone, and then every once in a while, hey, there's a mugging. Look, let me get this guy who stole this bike, and he's just kind of just chilling. And
I do love that he gets the bike back, but has no idea whose bike it is. So he just leaves a little note to be. Whose is this?
He's like, if this is your bike, here it is. If it's not, don't take it. Yeah. Thanks, Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's so.
And then of course the one guy who comes back in Shang-Chi. Hey, you're that spider guy. Do a flip.
Yeah, I forgot about the continue. Yeah, to be fair, it was so long that after I watched Shang-Chi that I watched it.
That's what I'm here.
So, And
so he basically gives an update to Happy at the end of
every single day goes on. Now I'm trying to think of where I was.
Not so easy, is it?
Yeah, stop. I tease you all the time, but then the I need to recall.
Tell the commenters.
Oh yes, yeah. So after he goes through the day of like crime fighting, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, he gets home and goes on his day. Then next day at school.
He sneaks back into his house
Yeah.
after a day of Spider-Man.
But that's whenever they was introduced Ned at school before. And so they introduced Ned at school before.
Yeah.
And then he's like, we'll go build the Death Star. And then he forgot he did that. And then he
I
runs
think somebody calls him a nerd at some point in the background.
Well, it's the what's it, Flash Thompson. Honestly, I hate how they casted him, and he's
Why? Because he's dark.
no, because he's annoying. The actor is so annoying to me. I don't think I personally don't like most of his
Indians?
stuff he's done.
Oh no!
Oh my God, Michael, get back in here.
She's gonna get canceled. Get in here before she gets canceled.
He's right.
I just no. I don't know. I don't like how he portrayed the role very well. And that was like one of the only casting choices in the whole thing that I'm like, I don't know about that one because I can't take him like.
Put in the comments if you agree with Sybil. Was that a bad casting?
It was just
or is she
like,
racist?
Weird. Oh my God! Take my foot again.
He's really good at Grand Budapest Hotel, though.
I haven't seen that one. So that Grand Budapest Hotel I have not seen. So I could change my opinion about it, but like almost every other thing, I was like, oh, this guy, too. And so he bullies him, calls him Penis Parker.
Yeah.
And so
that's his favorite.
That's his favorite. And so whenever he gets home from crime fighting for the day, he runs into Ned, who's there.
He wall crawls back into his room,
as one does.
Yeah, when it's your room.
Yeah.
I mean, you can wall crawl, do whatever you want.
You're not expecting anyone else to be there when you wall crawl. So he's wall crawling up.
He stealthily shuts the door.
Love it. And then just shocked face Ned. Oh my God. I have my Death Star. It's dropped. My friend Spider-Man?
It was almost done. Now it's broken.
Oh my God, my friend Spider-Man. So he freaks out as he does. Ned sees this as, oh my God, we have to tell everyone. You're Spider-Man? This is so cool. We have to tell everyone because he's a high schooler.
This is our chance to be cool.
Yeah, we have to tell, especially because Liz is having a party. Liz loves Spider-Man. We find this out in gym class because, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's where they're talking very inappropriately about people that are much older than
Yes, they were talking about superheroes like Thor. I'm like, oh my God, these kids are like 15. And so Ned, of course, because he just found out this massive secret, says, Peter knows Spider-Man. And like promises that Spider-Man's just going to show up at Liz's party.
And then there's Flash Thompson who's like, out.
Yeah, no, you don't. Because I would do the same thing. I'm not going to lie. I would do the same thing if someone just said, I know this huge celebrity. I'm going to get them to come to our party. Because I would be like, okay, like, sure. You do that. Yeah. I would believe you when I see it kind of thing. And then at party, Ned's super excited, has a fedora. Big point for him. Has fedora.
He was very excited about the hat.
Yeah, there was a
He
party
thought it was
hat.
going to change his life.
Yeah, that was not Spider-Man. The hat was like the important part. And
Spider-Man was the add-on.
Yes. And so as they get in there, like, this is the party that's going to change everything. Spider-Man's going to show up, and it's going to make us really cool. And God, this is throwing me off. But as they walk in, of course, who is there? Flash Thompson. Who's the DJ? Flash Thompson. Who's calling him Penis Parker on the speakers? Flash Thompson. Who's hearing this and whose house this is? His crush, Liz.
Yeah.
Of course, he runs, gets embarrassed, runs in the bathroom, needs to like hype himself up, sees a big explosion in the background. He's like, this seems...
Yeah, he's about to go to the party, and then,
Yeah, sees something. He's like, this seems like a job for a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
And I think the thing that tripped him off to it wasn't a normal explosion color. It was very blue.
Was it blue? For some reason, my mind, it's like remembering it as purple, but I think it's just because of the weird thing. But, of course, he runs off, leaves Ned, who he says gonna be coming back as Spider-Man to say, like, hey, we're our friends. We're cool.
Yeah.
But then leaves him at party alone. Runs off to go see what explosion is. What? Arms dealers? They have arms dealers here. And not even arms dealers. These look like alien tech. This definitely is a job for the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He gets
If
involved.
ever there was a job.
If ever there was a job, this was it.
This is it. Yeah.
This
This
is
is his
calling.
moment.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, don't do that. Stop. It was like the most lamest entrance. Like,
Well, yeah. Well,
wasn't it?
because Ned's calling, and he's like,
Yeah, that
"Hey,
was-
bro, this was supposed to be where we become cool." And they hear the phone call, and they're like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Hey,
That's a
guy,
good
you are the bad guy. We're gonna you called the cops or something." So they're gonna shoot him, and then Peter jumps down. He's like, "No, shoot me."
Yeah, it was a very like. It was like, yeah, this is definitely a 15-year-old behind this mask.
Yeah.
And they could tell too. They made fun of his voice like pretty immediately. And so he interrupts them, tries to get them to stop. They start running away. They drop a little thing.
Yeah, one of their
Behind the-
weapons falls out.
Yeah. So he's chasing them down the road. I think it ends up what's his name? I keep calling him Falcon. It's not Falcon.
Vulture.
Vulture. Thank you. Vulture shows up and like gets them a whole like fight up into the air and like ends up dropping him into the Hudson
the
River.
earth?
I think it was Hudson River. I don't know.
He just picks him up very high and just drops him into the earth. I don't know if he was aiming for anything.
Yeah, big spider can't fly. Spider can't swim.
Nope.
Spider doesn't know what he's doing. And so luckily
He's just a boy.
He's just a boy. What do? He's just a boy. And so he gets saved by one of Tony, who he thinks is Tony, takes him off. He's like, "Hey, don't do this. This is not a job for a neighborhood Spider-Man. You're supposed to do like petty crime, not like arms deals. Like you gotta calm
The
down.
old lady walk across the street.
This is not a job for you." And then was he grateful that Tony showed up, or was he like? How did he find out that it wasn't?
He
Tony?
he was upset at first because he was like, "You're tracking me," and then he was like, "Yeah, but I also put a heater so you could be warm," and he was like, "Oh yeah, that is warm. That is very nice."
Yeah, very nice. And
he got distracted.
very distracted.
Yeah.
And then it was a suit, not Tony. And so he's kind of upset that he was like, "You couldn't even be here," kind of thing.
Yeah.
And off he goes. But luckily, in the weapon that found, it was a weird purple ball.
Like medallion or something.
Yeah, medallion. He's like, "This is important. I have a clue." And of course, as one does, takes it to his high school because that's the safest place on Earth.
Yeah.
Nowhere, like nothing dangerous there. And so he goes and
Did you
sees
feel
Ned.
safe at high school?
Never.
Yeah.
I'm in America. What do you mean?
Yeah. America not known for safe high schools.
I graduated
Also,
6 years ago, so we had lots of the gun drills and like all of those things.
Yeah, but also a lot of bullying.
Yeah.
Like Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
It's true. It's real.
And Ned.
They're trying to figure it out.
Ned finds him in school and say, "Hey man, you left me
What's-
at party.
what's the deal?
Why'd you do that? My fedora was on and everything. Like that's very rude." And then Peter says, "Oh, don't worry about that. Look at this. I got funky ball." And they're like, "This is the coolest thing ever." So they bring it to their shop class and they're just like looking at it. But in the meantime, the bad guys, they have like a sensor thingy, a tracker to find the big ball. Big ball. I'm just gonna keep calling it that. I don't know what else.
It's like their version of the Dragon Ball finder.
It like, to be honest, it seems crazy. I think it's like different like radiation thing that they're able to track. Yeah. They go down, follow him to the high school, and of course Peter spidey senses go off, and he's like, "Oh, we're about to like these bad guys. I saw them at the thing. We gotta go." Runs out of there, puts it inside of Ned's bag. And then...
And there it stays.
There it stays.
For a good portion of the movie.
Oh, yeah. Peter put a tracking device on the guys.
Yeah, because he was hiding underneath the table with his Spider-Man skills.
And so he now knows where they go, and he sees that they're heading off towards where they're going to have, like, the academic decathlon thing that he quit a while ago.
Yeah, there's a little mini montage of them tracking where they're at all night. Oh, they're going to Jersey. Oh, they're over here now.
And so he's like, "I need to go on this academic decathlon meet so I could get over there, and so Spider-Man could go save the day." So he goes, and in the meantime, discovers how to turn off his like baby settings that he has.
Yeah, baby monitor protocols or something.
Yeah, I think what it is. And so he turns it off, and all of his friends are like, "We're having fun. We're teenagers." And he says, "I can't be teenager. I'm Spider-Man."
Yeah, they're like, we're sneaking out, and we're
Yeah.
gonna go swimming and eat expensive candy.
His crush asks him to go swim with them. That's like major. I couldn't imagine like being in high school and having your crush like go up to you and be like, "Let's go."
Dude, I was
Pretty much
I definitely would have immediately just
dropped
like,
everything. Like,
oh,
yeah.
Whatever attractive girl talked to me was the most important thing.
Yeah, I'm like, it would make sense. You're like that. That was where my brain was like, man, strong. He says, "No, I'm Spider-Man. I have to follow my clues."
Oh, dude, the first thing I would have did was been like, yeah, I'm Spider-Man. I'm super strong. Check out me do some stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I would have done exactly what Ned was trying to get him to do. I'd been like, yeah, immediately. If this helps me,
Ned
get
is the
attention from
average
girls,
teenage
like,
brain.
yeah. We find that out too in the second movie. He's really
He's just
he's trying to talk to the ladies.
He gets around. He's talented. And so he follows them, turns off his little thing and baby monitor thing.
Yeah.
Follows the bad guys to this weird gas station
Yeah.
area where they're doing some kind of trade. But because he turned off his baby, I'm going to keep calling it baby settings.
Yeah.
Turned off his baby settings. He has no idea how to use his suit now.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. It has a instant death thing.
Yeah.
It has like all these different settings. He has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah. His AI Karen is literally like, you don't seem very familiar with the settings on this stuff.
those.
I thought should we go through the course and stuff like that? So
he said, "No, I don't need a course. I'm Spider-Man."
he's like, you just pick.
Yeah.
You pick.
And it was like the worst setting possible. That because it like burst. It wasn't like an actual extreme.
Well, it was a split stream that went to either side, either side of the
like
vulture.
it was like not useful at all. And so he, of course,
you hate the unexpected split stream.
Yeah.
Don't you?
I can't relate to this. I'm gonna continue talking.
Put in the comments if you know what we're talking about.
So he gets trapped, right? That he gets trapped because they have the weird like go through box machine thingy, and then the machine go through box gone.
Yep, just like that.
That's pretty much what it is. I just remember trying to watch it as a kid. I was like, whenever it first came out, I was like, okay, go through box machine gone. That's why he's trapped. That's pretty much like. So
you just made me feel old again because you said watching it as a kid, and I'm like, I watched this as an adult.
What year did this come out?
2017.
Yeah, I was 16 when this came out. So it came out in 2017, and so I was a kid. I was his age. I was the target demographic for this.
If you're Max Goof, you're your own person. You're so adult.
Yeah, it's true.
With your own life.
So God. So he gets trapped in funky little like box thing because all of those were going towards like the Stark buildings to storage unit
sorting
thing.
Plant or
and
whatever.
so he gets trapped there, and inside of the storage thing, it's like big huge concrete walls that shut in and seal him in. So he's completely stuck in where this is. And in the meantime, he's like, "Hey Karen, can you teach me how to use my suit?" And so he spends like montage learning how to use his suit, which is kind of sweet. It was like a 15-minute montage that he kind of
well, it felt like it was a long time, and he's like, "Hey, how much more time, how long have we been here?" And he's like, 15 minutes. And he's like, "Oh, what? No."
So he finally does get out, but his team, because he has to miss the academic decathlon, the whole reason he's there. And so his team is pissed, especially Liz. Liz is just disappointed. He's like, "I thought I could trust you.
You didn't come swimming. You didn't stay at my party.
Anything.
You missed the thing." Yeah.
Yeah, and so while he's in the storage unit, he finds one of those little things, and he's like, "Karen, what is this?" And she says, "A bomb," pretty much. Like, that's pretty much what it is. There's a bomb. And the only way it could go off is radiation. And so he's like, "Oh, good thing it's with my best friend. Oh, no."
Yeah.
And then has a whole thing where all of his friends are calling him, like, "Where are you? I'm going to the Washington building. Here's my bag with the bomb going into the X-ray machine."
Yep.
And so it detonates the bomb while they're in the middle of the Washington Monument.
Yep.
Big ol' in the elevator. It felt very.
You don't
like,
you don't want those types of things to happen in elevators.
No, especially not in like national monuments.
Yeah.
that feels real bad.
Yeah, if you had to choose, you wouldn't choose an annual national monument.
No, any other building. I feel like that's the closest way you're gonna get into like any
Unless
watch
they were
list.
one of those brown people you don't like. Then they might.
I think you're
explode something in
projecting
national-
here.
Hey, I'm a POC.
Elevator on the Twin Towers.
No. What was I going? And so MJ is down at the bottom watching this all happen.
Yeah, because she wanted to protest, I think,
Yeah,
so she did not get on the elevator.
She did not. She said, "I'm not gonna get on a building built by people like off
we
of
love
people's
we love
sorrows." kind of thing.
MJ. MJ is Zendaya.
Love it.
Zendaya is the best.
She played this character really well.
Yeah, she plays a lot of characters really well. She's a phenomenal actress.
Love
Dude,
Zendaya.
some of my favorite moments of No Way Home were her lines. Like, she's just so good.
Her and Far From Home is my favorite. She does really well. We're getting off topic, but she's amazing.
Zendaya, come on the podcast. We'd love to hang out with you.
I would love to hang out with you.
Yeah. Yeah, she has a lot of questions and she just wants to hang out.
Yeah.
What we all do. MJ's
MJ's at the bottom, and so Peter finally gets there, but also all of like the military men show up too, because of course a bomb went off in a national monument.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, hey, what is this?
We don't like that.
We don't like that. Not a big fan of that. And so Peter,
They're
gets
like, never
in.
again.
He gets he does a really cool little like huge swing thing into one of the windows. It was actually really cool. It was one of his like best scenes in this movie in my mind.
Ooh.
Of just doing the little whole swing where he doesn't believe that he's could do it and does it kind of thing, which was, I think it was like one of his first moments where he starts believing in himself a little bit more.
He's starting to believe.
Yeah, I like that. And then he gets in, manages to save everyone, but his crush ends up falling down. He does a whole like Gwen Stacy moment, picks her, gets him up, saves everybody. Great times.
And everybody cheered.
Everyone cheered. Everyone said, "Wow, you did so good." And meanwhile, like Tony's probably just watching, just like, "What are you doing?" Yeah. I forgot what the next moment. Yeah, they go back to New York because he's tracking the people, and they stole the tracker on them, and sees that they're going into a ferry with all of like this arms deal thing going on. He, meanwhile, interrupting an FBI actual raid on them because, of course, Happy and Tony were listening because they're adults in the situation, and they were
adults that care and actually listens.
Crazy
Because and his perspective is just like most teenagers.
They won't listen.
They don't get me.
I know better. I'm practically an adult. They don't understand me. Yeah, he gets in. He massively messes up though. Like he
fumbles hard.
Hard fumble. Like the worst thing he could do.
Like
is
people almost died. Fumble.
like oh my god. Like everything's sinking. He splits the ferry directly in half, which is crazy thing to do. Just thinking like.
Well, it was technically the weapon that they were trying to sell to the fake FBI agents who were gonna get him and
like bring him to Tony probably.
Yeah.
Like they were probably bring him to the Stark Research things.
Yeah.
But like completely split it in half. He does like the really cool where he thinks he saved everyone by like using his webs to make funky little things.
She was like, man, and then Karen's like, and you were 98% successful. Yeah, and he was like, what?
He's what do you mean only 98% successful? And so they start all snapping. And he's like, oh no, I killed a whole boat of people, but luckily Tony Stark, Iron Man, shows up and saves everyone. And he's like, oh, dang. And Tony's like, we'll talk later. They meet at like a little top of building, and Tony's like, what are you doing? You almost killed anyone. You need to be more responsible. You don't know what you're doing. And Peter's just beating himself up and says, I know, man. I don't know what I'm doing. Da-da-da-da-da. Awful things. You're not even here. You don't even care about me. Da-da-da. And then Tony's...
You should have listened to me. If you listened to me, then none of this would have happened.
Tony walks out, and then immediately Peter says, like, his whole energy's like, oh no. I'm like a little kid in trouble. Like, oh no, I did a bad thing.
He is a little kid in trouble. He's 15 years old.
Yeah, and Tony's like, clearly, like, you don't know what you're doing. Give me the suit back. Like, you're not ready for this kind of responsibility.
And then there was that good line. He's like, I'm nothing without that suit. And then Tony's like, if you're nothing without the suit, then you don't deserve to have it.
Yeah, one of the best lines.
Which all of this happens after Iron Man 3 Where Tony learned that.
Yeah, this all did happen after Iron Man 3, where Tony learned that. So he learned that you're nothing without the suit.
It
Yeah.
all comes back.
Oh, yeah.
Continuity. We love it. We love we love when it works together.
That's called growth, baby.
Growth, baby.
Tony's he
Character
learned from his
growth.
mistakes.
Yeah, it was honestly it made sense. But I remember being 16 watching this, being like, Tony's such a a-hole. Like, that doesn't mean anything. He's trying his best. He's getting punished for trying his best.
Yeah. And now, how do you feel about it?
Of course, Tony's right. Of course he is. There's no way he's not like. Yeah, he's saving a child from trying to kill itself.
Yeah, that was the Goofy movie episode when we realized Max is just a horrible kid.
Yeah,
and his dad is the best.
it was crazy, actually crazy watching it back as an adult and being like, how did I ever think Peter was right here? So after that, Peter's like, I gotta live a normal life. I'm nothing without my suit. I'm not Spider-Man anymore. And asks out Liz to Homecoming, and everything starts looking up now. He's like, yeah, I'm normal. I get to ask out my crush. She said yes, she likes me. My crush likes me. Really big moment for him. Then he's so excited, gets to her door, and guess who answers it? Murder Man.
Michael Keaton himself in the flesh.
I would
Right?
if it was just Michael Keaton, very cool.
Your dad is Michael Keaton? Holy
Yeah, that'd be crazy. But no,
I love
that
this
guy.
movie. Yeah.
But it was so cool. Can you imagine? Very different movie if it was just Michael Keaton opening the door. Very different. Yeah, that whole car ride was so uncomfortable. That was something that I remember the most.
Yeah, because at some point he realizes that
She does the whole it's funny. Peter wasn't there whenever
he keeps disappearing.
And he wasn't there doing the actual monument thing, but Spider-Man saved us. I don't know how she didn't put it together. It was very.
Yeah, she was like, Peter was nowhere to be found, but Spider-Man was there.
Yeah, and he said his dad
and then when Spider-Man left, Peter came back, and it was crazy.
It was crazy. It was good timing for him. He didn't have to deal with any of it. The disconnect is crazy to me because MJ knew it immediately. MJ ended this movie. I know she knew.
I think we need to make it clear that MJ is not stalking Peter. She's just very observant.
I think that could be up for interpretation. I know.
Because she was like, oh yeah, he quit this other these other things. She's
he quit band. He quit all of the things.
I'm not creepy. I'm observant.
So the dad ended up giving a big talk to Peter, saying,
yeah, because Peter knew that he was Vulture, and then of course he found out
in the car. Right, he put two and two together, and so he threatened Peter pretty much by saying hey, I know who you are, you know who I am, let it go, and none of this you could go on a happy little date with my daughter. None of this matters. Just go on and pretend nothing happened.
Yeah,
and of course. Wow. Oh yeah, it is very much Green Goblin-esque.
Yeah.
With the first
in the dinner scene. Yeah.
It was
I gotta go. And then,
I don't know. I feel like this one was more uncomfortable than the Green Goblin scene.
Well,
they did have 30 years to figure it out, but they did.
It was very uncomfortable because as a kid, adults are scary, especially when they're if they seem upset. But not only that, but Michael Keaton is an incredible actor.
Good.
And in that scene, he puts fear in him. He literally threatens his life. He says, "Man, if you mess this up for me, I will literally kill you. I will do whatever it takes to protect my family and taking care of them. And this is how I take care of them with the money. Yeah. So if you mess this up, I will kill you."
Yeah.
And that wasn't just a threat. That was
legit.
He
he had a hand on his gun, I'm pretty sure, didn't he? He had a gun on him. I remember a gun being there.
Yeah, he pointed at him and turned it sideways.
Yeah. And so
put it in his mouth and be like, chew on this.
Yeah,
Punk.
this was exactly the scene. This was exactly the scene I remember. Yeah.
No, it was, you know, I thought it would have been funny if it was like the scene from Game Night where
Yeah.
she was messing with the gun,
Yeah.
just being all dumb with it, all loose, and dropping it. Whoops, singing and doing it.
Crazy.
That's what he was doing.
That's what he's doing. Yeah, big,
To
big,
Peter.
very big threat. But
Threatens Peter. Peter goes into the
Yeah.
dance for a little bit, and he's like, I have to stop this guy. This guy's evil.
and of course Liz is upset. He's like, she's like, you asked me on this,
I
and
can-
now you're abandoning me again. Like,
Again.
like you've done this. Like I can't trust you. You keep doing this. This is like not gonna happen.
So Liz in real life was older than the rest of the cast
Yes.
by a lot, I think.
Really, I do know she's older. I didn't know she was quite, because I thought they're all
So
older playing younger.
So I want to make that clear. Before I say this, she's very attractive, and that's not weird because she's not 15. She's actually like, is she close to 30 or is she in her 30s? I think.
What's
Look that up, Michael. Jamie, pull it up.
All it says is if she was born March 28th, it does not.
here?
give me a year.
I got it. I'll look it up.
Not give me a year.
Dude, Google. You can type in her name and
Here, I got it.
put age after it, and it'll figure it out. So it's not weird for me to say that. But again, I will reiterate the fact that as a teenager, if a girl that pretty was talking
She's
to me,
34.
so that's not weird because she's only a few years younger than me. Yeah, she's very pretty. So
Yeah, everyone wants
so
her.
if a girl that pretty was
Like,
talking to me,
certain-
I definitely would not have left. I'd have been like, hey man,
Yeah.
hey,
yeah,
man's
I
gotta
think
feed his
what-
family, you know.
She's 15. Like they're all 15 or 16. Like, of course they're gonna want to date. That's like, all teen hormones are like, yeah, pretty girls say yes.
Peter Parker is a better young man than I would
Anomaly.
have been at that age because,
Yeah,
I definitely would have tried to kiss her very quickly.
Yeah, no. He was he ran out, immediately grabbed friend.
Yeah,
To be honest, if I were Liz, I'd be like, oh, he's gay. he was on a date
Hey,
with me and got really grossed out and ran out with his friend.
There's nothing wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that at all, but that would be the conclusion I'd fall on because I was like, oh, it happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that would
All
be
right, he's just
also
not
like
that-
I was
he's
like, okay, he
he's
ran
just
off
not
with
that
his
into
friend.
me.
He thought I was gross, ran off with his friend. I don't know. So he runs off with Ned, tells Ned what's happening. Ned decides to be guy in the chair and
Yeah,
runs
he
up
gets
to
he
get
gets
like
to live his dream.
notify Happy, I think is what it was, because
Something like that, yeah.
they figure out the plan that they're gonna go after Happy's big delivery, which is what all he's been doing this whole
That's
thing.
what they should have named it. Spider-Man, Happy's Big Delivery.
Happy's big delivery.
Or Happy's Delivery Service
He would have been so good.
by Studio Ghibli.
It's all of the stuff that that's what he's been doing the whole film though. Happy's the whole time back is packing up all the stuff from Stark Tower to bring it over to the
all
new
the expensive tech
yeah.
and the
All-
new alien stuff.
all
yeah.
the stuff.
All
And
the
so
all the goodies.
all the fun, like, to be honest, the good shit.
Yeah.
So, and then he gets it all. He runs to the back by the buses, and then of course one of the guys with one of the big machines. I forgot what it does. It's like
shocker.
Is it a shocker or is it like a force one?
It's the punch one.
Punch one. Okay.
Yeah, he punches buses.
And so he starts attacking him. I think they steal Flash's car.
Yep.
And then they run that way, end up in an abandoned building because they find the tracker. Of course, the bad guys find the tracker because
Yeah.
they have enough equipment to follow like a alien little radiation thing. Of
Yeah.
course, they could find a tracker on them, and so they go all the way there. He is pretty much beaten to a pulp. Has a whole building dropped on him.
Yeah, the vulture knew he was gonna come because he's like, okay, he knew this kid is pure. He's like, this kid's gonna come trying to ruin my
problems.
So he waited for him, and when he showed up, he's like, okay, I was expecting you.
Yeah.
And then he wing swords all the pillars, and Peter's none the wiser. That was all a trap.
He doesn't know.
He
He's
drops the
also
boat.
in his old suit, so he's kind of thrown off
Yeah,
because he's
his
not
hoodie
used to
with the goggles.
Yeah, he's not used to fighting in that either. Because especially it has like no protection on him. It is just cloth. Like it's nothing good. So
Yeah.
but whole building. honestly the most heartbreaking scene in the whole thing.
He really sold it.
He looked,
Holland
oh
really,
my, like, oh, he was crying. He cried for help, and no one's there.
Did your poor little 16
My
heart?
poor little 16 heart. It was like, oh my goodness, someone saved
My
the
people,
boy.
he's dying.
Yeah, one of us. Not Tom. They got him. Who else will all the fangirls go after now?
They killed him off in the first
movie.
movie.
They killed the guy. Yeah. Well, it was like Homecoming. Yeah, I was like, he died first movie, least amount of all Spider-Mans. He gets out of there. He uses his own like self-motivation, lifts the building off of him, gets off, still chases after them, which is crazy. I don't remember, how did he get up? Because they were getting through the weird opening machine, wall opening machine that I mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah.
They were getting into the plane. How did he get into plane? Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't remember. Because
I think what happened was Vulture was flying away, and he caught him with his webs, and I think it was, I forgot what it was. He kind of noticed, like, hey, something feels like, but he looked and
nothing there.
Yeah, but he was attached with the webs.
That makes sense, because I was like, that's a big plot point that I don't remember. He just suddenly appeared on the plane, and I feel like it'd be very important.
No, he webbed his leg or his backpack or something.
Okay.
Yep.
So, but he got up there. He got the plane to crash. Somehow the plane crashed.
Well, because he had that guy was talking about it from the beginning, the vacuum seal. And so what Peter did was he just broke the seal. And then, of course, because the seal was broken, now there was
all the stuff.
It sucked the vacuum. It was like a vacuum sucking all the stuff out.
Yeah. It all landed on the beach, luckily for them, because that's, I feel like, the best place it could land.
Yeah. If you're going to have a final fight, it might as well be in a nice beach. And
so, but it detonates one of those bombs, and Peter ends up saving his life because, of course, Peter's a good guy. And he said, even if you're bad, I don't want you to die.
Just be crazy.
Just be crazy. saves the dad, and then Happy and everyone show up because they finally heard Ned's like distress call. Yeah, and that's the movie.
He literally got into the top of the school and was like, "Caw-caw!" Yeah, and they finally heard it.
Oh yeah, he gets offered to become an Avenger by Tony at the end of the movie, which was crazy. Because Tony, from the very beginning, was like, "You're not going to become an Avenger."
Yeah, it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. And he gets offered it, and then Peter is like, "No, this is a trick question. I'm going to say no. I don't want to be an Avenger."
Yeah.
And
let me just do that neighborhood thing you were talking about.
Yeah, I think I'm ready for that. And so behind Tony's a whole room full of press. Yeah. And they just announced that they're engaged there instead of. That was what they ended up doing. But and then at the very end of the movie. He walks into his room, does the crawl again, and then Aunt May's there. Yeah, and just screams whenever he sees.
She's about to drop the F-bomb, but of course Marvel cut it off. Yeah, that Marissa Tomei, what a very attractive woman.
Hey, full-time MFers, you like this video? We sure did. If you liked it, maybe you should share it with your friends. Maybe like the video and subscribe.
If we were you, that's what we would do. If I was watching this,
I'd be all over that.
Like, and I'd hit that share, and then I would hit that subscribe in that order.
Yeah. There's also another video that's popped up. YouTube thinks you like this one, so you should watch that one now.
See you next time.